Innovation is driven by repetition. Well, think about it. When we are faced with a repetitive task, we always try to find a better way to do it, to make it more efficient, to improve it. That's why we have teamed up with Hai Robotics to introduce cutting-edge automation to our warehouse operations. 80 HaiPick robots, 22 charging stations, 5 HaiPort workstations, 2,400 square meter storage area, 2,400 totes per hour throughput. And this is just one part of TME's automated warehouse. Welcome to our state-of-the-art automated storage and retrieval system developed in collaboration with Hai Robotics. Their automated case handling mobile robot system is unparalleled and tailored to our needs. It significantly enhances our storage density and streamlines both inbound and outbound efficiencies. Moreover, it offers flexibility and future-proofing, allowing us to adapt to the evolving workflows. The entire process starts and ends here within our 25-layer rack storage area, which goes up to 12 meters and accommodates around 63,000 tot locations. But by stacking 2 totes, we double our storage capacity and maximize our space utilization. This enables our partners to stock more products at our warehouse, ensuring that our clients have access to a broader range of products all in one place. Our goal is not to let the products sit on the shelves, but to get them as quick as possible to our customers. That's where our automated case handling mobile robots come into play. The HaiPick can reach up to 10 meters and transport up to 8 loads simultaneously. This is 16 totes in total. While we have previously implemented automated storage and retrieval systems similar to shuttles, they are limited in flexibility and implementation time. Autonomous mobile robots, on the other hand, offer us the flexibility we need. They can adjust throughput to meet customer demand during peak times and are not confined to a single aisle, allowing them to operate throughout the warehouse and expand storage areas in the future. In the next stage, the HaiPick delivers the totes to the HaiPort, which unloads them in a split of a second. To transfer them to the rest of the warehouse, they send up to the mezzanine and be stacked by a robot. But why we can't handle the totes on the ground level? Why there is 12-meter high racks where the HaiPicks can reach only 10 meters? To answer these questions and highlight other key points in our process, we invited Mr. Tomasz from Hai Robotics.
My question is, what's your secret and how do you do it?
I think the secret is we have to go back to 2015, 2016, where our founders, 3 guys, basically technical guys, very familiar with robotics and automation, they were thinking how to help the people within the warehouse area. They liked robotics. They saw that in some years we will have some labor shortages and probably employers will have some issues with finding people who are doing simple tasks. Then they found out that maybe it would be good to combine the traditional warehouse automation solution with robotics. And that's how they created the first prototype of the ACR autonomous case handling robot. Our founders, people who found the company, they really know every detail, every piece of screw of the robot. So I think it's only a good example of this project where your engineers were sitting together with the CEO of the company, Richie Chen, and he was like designing the whole system on the piece of paper. Really, I think this is the key that the management understands also the technical solution and how to help really how to improve the warehouse automation.
Hi, I'm an engineer from the machine investment department in TME.
So you are fully responsible and you know everything about the project?
I'm responsible for the technology, and I know quite a lot about that project.
So how do you see the warehouse business in the future?
We can talk generally about the warehouses and about the logistics, but maybe if you will focus mostly on the TME, we have special needs, let's say. This is because we have extremely a lot of SKU and our products are very different. So that means that finding a storage solution for as much percentage of them as possible, it's not so easy. So we know that we need to make as much automation as is possible. And we know that we need a flexible solution that will allow us to store not only, for example, totes, but also carton boxes in a warehouse. We know that because of the automation processes, we need to not only think about the hardware, but also much more better software, for sure with the artificial intelligence algorithms that, for example, will allow to find the most optimal path for all the HaiPicks that are inside of the warehouse. And also I think that we will need to think about cooperation of robots with people. And that's why, because we knew it about this when we were ordering your robots, all the robots actually are equipped with the system that allows to work in the area where people are. And this, I think, will be used in the future.
Yeah. Our robots are not stick to one aisle. So if you have more tasks to be done in a certain area of the warehouse, you need, I don't know, specific SKUs, and you need to move the throughput, the workload of the whole solution into one place, then you can shift the robot there. So basically, our robot can work maximum up to 3 robots in one aisle.
High storage automatic warehouse will be very important part of the logistics center. So we must assure the high availability of such a warehouse. Even if there will be any problem in such a warehouse, it shouldn't have impact on the picking of goods. Technology of mobile robots allows quite high redundancy. That means that even if the one robot is broken, it is not blocking access to storage locations, because maintenance can enter to this area, move this robot half automatically or fully manually to the special maintenance place, and the warehouse will be working during this time.
Here we are using kind of a collaborative approach, so you can go inside, do some maintenance of the robot, push the robot out, but the other robots around will work.
This system is built from many small elements. Each of these elements can be broken, but because of the redundancy, even if few HaiPicks will be broken, we are able to work with the designed efficiency. Even if the access point will be broken, we can still work. Even if one of the totes will be blocked inside of the racks, we know that the same goods that are in that tote probably are stored in another part of this warehouse. So if this one will be blocked, we can access them from the different location. Even if something will go wrong, probably we are ready for that.
Here in TME, particularly, we used HaiPorts. HaiPorts is a specific device for Hai Robotics. It helps to decrease the fleet of the robot and make the workstation much more efficient. You can achieve much more totes presentations per hour on the workstation. It is because robot is loaded with the totes. It has a back trace. You have 8 back trays. You are loading the totes on the back trays, and HaiPort can take all these totes at one time in few seconds. And then it can push back the empty totes, for example, to the robot. Standard manual station with a U-shaped conveyor, where robot is placing the tote on the conveyor, is like 180 totes per hour. But HaiPort can do 500 totes per hour. And with the 2-level conveyor, even 900 totes per hour. So HaiPort is really making the system much more efficient in terms of workstation and in terms of robot movements.
And you were mentioning this system, this solution is tailor-made especially for TME. So what are the features that we asked for and we needed them? Maybe regarding the future as well?
Normally we are doing it on the ground, but in TME you want to have the conveyor line on the mezzanine. So we are supplying you the totes on the height. So not from the bottom, but on the height. There was a requirement to store a lot of totes in 2,200 square meters. Using our technology, let's say single tote per storage location and only single deep, we were not able to reach it. But then, together with TME, we found out that we can stack the totes together. Here, with the stacking, we have, let's say, 2 features, because we can store 2 totes one on another, and you can also store a low tote, 170 millimeters, with protruding elements. So elements can stick out, and we can still handle it. The stackers also devices basically tailor-made for your product. Additional features that we can find in the system is, for example, the throughput that we had to achieve is quite a high, because it's 2,400 totes per hour in a small area. So, okay, number of robots is one, number of HaiPorts is the second thing, but we need to make the robot moving faster. So we implemented a special feature of high-speed lifting, where we almost double the lifting speed, so robot can store and retrieve the toes much faster. And we extended the working time of the robot by using a bigger battery. So we shifted for 42 ampere hours to 62 ampere hours. Additional, let's say, special feature and something that shows flexibility of our system is that your racks are prepared for 12 meters. We have here 10-meter robots, so 10-meter telescopic A42 robot. But you prepare the racks together with us on 12 meters because we already can go up to 12 meters.
All right, so this is a future perspective.
Future perspective. So this is basically, it also shows the flexibility of our technology, that you don't need to do a new separate project. You can just replace the robot, and basically what's the most important thing, these 10-meter robots can work together with the 12-meter robots. So this will be also some kind of special thing which will be done, I think, soon here in TME. The TME is a company who pay attention on every detail, and you have very, very skilled engineers who are helping us to build this system. So it's not all about Hai Robotics, but it's all about the cooperation.
This project is quite big project, and that means that it cannot be made by one person. It cannot be made by one department. Even TME is not able to make it by itself. So that means that we need a cooperation of people, departments of TME, and also cooperation with different companies out of TME. What's more, we were working with Hai Robotics. Hai Robotics had their consultants. We had our consultants, external consultants. Sometimes we needed to allow them to just talk, because when they were talking together, they were coming up with another ideas, and they knew it how to solve the problems that we even didn't know that exist. I'm so happy that people that were working on that project, in the design phase, also installation phase, they were really deeply involved into that project. Sometimes people were working between Christmas and New Year just to make sure that the signature of the contract will be delivered on time. It was like that. So I'm so happy that also people that were involved in the engineering phase were also very creative, because that project, that technology is not simple, it's modern. So that means that being creative and sometimes thinking like out of the box is the only way how you can meet the requirements. Because of very good project management, we were able to merge people from different areas with a different experience and knowledge. That's why people from machinery investment departments were involved, together with the purchasing, project management, fire protection, safety, even security of the building, maintenance of the building.
This non-standard solution from Hai Robotics demonstrate their ability to adapt their system to customers' needs. A lot of time, thought, and development went to this project, but the real task lies ahead, proving its effectiveness. Will it consistently achieve a throughput of 2,400 totes per hour? What does future-proofing means? How will maintenance be managed? Stay tuned as we explore those questions in the next episodes.